Alright, this is like pretty on the out of the blue, but we're gonna be doing I'm gonna be live comming the play-ins for the Draft League World Cup. Because I'm not going over like the games in a video, I'm just gonna be doing some live comments here. Uh just seeing what we got. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, by the way, because I've got a lot more content in mind. So we're gonna do a couple live comms. So we're here with game one for the live comm. A couple of these series are kind of close right now. I could actually pull that up for you guys. But where we have King L5 versus Slick Panther for this first game. So this is going to be a pretty close one. These are two good players. I'm just going to go find the World Cup. So you can see on screen right now, this is where we're at right now in these series. So King L5 needs to win this game pretty badly, I believe. Are these best of 8s or best of 7s? Okay, so these are best of 8, so there will be tie breaks if this ties. So if Slick wins, he guarantees a tie. And if L5 wins this game, then we are going to continue on the... Then I believe the US West can potentially come back in this series. So we're going to see Ditto immediately. Let's go back, I missed that turn. So Iron Moth, it flamethrowered into that guy, 22%. Overheat with the eject pack is going to push this guy out into Lando T. You know, Lando T, pretty good matchup versus the Iron Moth here. We have the folks at home. He's revealed the set. Overheat, Flamethrower, Sludge Wave, Dazzling. He's going to opt to Flamethrower the Lando, and he gets a burn, but a roll-up berry. That was a crazy turn. Roll-up berry, obviously for the Terrapagos, but just sets up Stealth Rocks instead. Let's look at these Terra types, by the way. We have Terra Water, Zarude, which looks really scary, right? The only thing that can really beat it is maybe the Iron Hands. 1v1. Iron Moth on Slick's side. I believe it's Iron Moth and probably Crown. No, it's Ghost Hands. So I'm gonna go with probably. We can actually open up right here. Does this have the play-ins? Does not. Okay. So I don't know what the matchup is. But anyways, we've got Iron Moth here, Lando T, burn from the flamethrower. That's a pretty big burn. Iron Moth. I'm trying to think, what is L5 like playing for? So he's obviously gonna be playing for the Zarude, maybe the Terrapagos. He's just gonna go and sack the Ditto for a lot of damage on that Lando T, so probably a worthy trade. You get some good chip on Iron Moth, you get some good damage on Lando T. Rotom can easily pick this guy off with a Shadow Ball right here, and Rotom looks pretty scary, especially if it's got maybe like a Colbur Berry. He's gonna be Screens, actually. Okay, so Screens, that also makes sense. Like, what really comes out on Screens Rotom here? Nothing really deals with it, because you go Hands and Terra Ghost, you just get Will-O-Wisped, and you're just crippled at that point. So yeah, looking like interesting spot. I'm not sure what Slick's choice is to punish here. You can't really go Gren here because Dark Pulse not going to kill, and you're just going to get hit by maybe like a Volt Switch or a Discharge. Maybe you can get killed by it. So we're looking at maybe Iron Moth here, potentially. It's not going to do too much damage. It's the only thing that I feel like doesn't just lose to this Rotom right now, but Iron Moth does kind of just invite in, you know, the Gliscor can invite in the Zarude. It's a pretty tricky scenario. I'm trying to think how we deal with Zarude right now. It's got to be maybe Switcheroo Gren. Could definitely... Okay, he's going to go on the Hatterene. That also works. Hatterene... I assume this Rotom, if anything, would only have... I would think it would have a Ghost move to hit the Lando and the Crown. But it definitely wants an Electric move as well. And it probably is Dual Screen. So it could be Dual Screens, Double Stab. It goes for a Volt Switch. I think we'll probably see... What would we see here? You can't really just go hard Zarude right here. You don't want to take like a big Dazzling Gleam to the face. We could just see Gliscor come out here. Gliscor's not the worst play. Won't take too much damage from anything. And it stops in case he like read it and goes for Nuzzle. You could go Klefki to try to make like a pivot through Klefki to get into your Gliscor to take less damage in case he tries to Mystical Fire. Hatterene, honestly, this could just drop a Healing Wish right now into the Lando. I wouldn't be surprised if he just Healing Wishes Lando right now, because that Lando being healthy will make stuff... Do you even need the Lando for anything? It's not like it's going to beat the Gliscor. It's not going to beat the Rotom. It's not going to beat Zarude. It's not going to beat Terrapagos. He does just go Gliscor. It makes sense. What do we see? Alright, it's also Screens. So we've got a Screens war going on here. I think we'll probably see a Swords Dance come out from Gliscor here. Swords Dance, Gliscor. Yeah, there's the Swords Dance. Do we see Healing Wish here? No, he just goes for Reflect. So in this scenario, what does Slick do? He could go Lando here on the sack, but Gliscor might just Swords Dance again. Ooh, it's Double Dance. That could be scary. This Lando can't do anything to it. He Swords Dances again. Oh, the Brick Break. Calls out the screens, but it's not going to die to burn here. It's going to be able to Swords Dance again. U-turn, we should see... What are we going to see here? Gren? Iron Hands? Okay, Iron Hands is definitely going to live. Whatever this goes for, and it's going to be able to Ice Punch it. Knock it out. So, we've got that going for us, but... This is still a tricky scenario. I'm not sure how much an Earthquake will do to an Iron Hands. I wonder if I could, like, pull up a calc right now. I'm going to go pull up a calc real quick. Live calcing. So I don't want to miss the game. There's the Earthquake. 74% Iron Hands choose. Does this kill it right here? It does not kill it. At this point, Slick has not too many turns left. This Gliscor is probably last move Facade. Go to the Lando, smart play right here, get another Intimidate off on it. Now we need to see if Gren will live this hit right here, because I think it pretty much just comes down to that. Although Hatterene might be able to live a hit, I'm not sure. Power Rip Gliscor, the DPL meme. We love our band moves. Player FCC Coco, the GOAT. Damn, that was a long time ago. It was like 4 years ago at this point. The Power Rip Gliscor. Anyways, Double Dance Gliscor looking... Honestly, it's like, what do we do here? Maybe the Iron Hands should have gone for Terra Ghost. Hatterene comes back out. Will Hatterene be able to live the hit here, though? If you're Hatterene right here, do you have to Healing Wish? No, you would just attack it. You probably kill with Psychic here. Gliscor doesn't have the best special defense. Hatterene's pretty strong, so yeah, you would just Psychic right here. But no promise that we're gonna live this hit right here. We do live at 53%. He Healing Wishes. Surprising. Okay, so we're gonna go Iron Hands here. Bring that guy back. There's the Iron Hands. If Gliscor has Protect, it's over. But I assume the last move is Facade on this. Or Ice Fang. Just I'm assuming it was something to hit the Lando. There's Earthquake, 59%. We chew. Ice Punch, that's going to knock the Gliscor out. Crit, obviously not going to matter. Rotom's going to come back out. This Hands... Will it tear it here? The question is, can you beat Zarude at this point? Or Terapagos? We don't see any leftovers or anything on this thing, so it could be Assault Vest. Assault Vest does kind of make sense versus Terapagos. Otherwise, I mean, look at your normal resist. It was just Crown, and Crown can't really beat. It might, I don't know. So, Rotom, I expect... He could honestly just attack here, but I think we're probably gonna see a screen go up here. You can't really, like, reasonably Terra Ghost your Iron Hands right now. Because the second you Terra Ghost, I think Zarude is just, like, auto-win. Although, even without Terra, I think Zarude could still just win the game. You know, Terra Water. We will see what Mr. King L5 goes for this turn. You can see Screens, you can see a Shadow Ball. I think Screens is pretty much the most likely, because you still don't want to let something like Battle Bond Gren or Set Up Iron Crown get out of hand, because they can both still do stuff this game. I don't think Iron Crown is ever going to be able to beat the Zarude, plus the Klefki. I mean, Klefki's just going to T-Wave it. It would have to be maybe like Sub. Yeah, maybe Sub. Yeah, we shall see what they go for this turn. And make sure no other games have started. Let me check my phone, so we don't freeze the screen. We thinking big this turn. I assume it's Slick thinking, because he needs to think of a good route to get to his endgame here, but there's not a clear path. I mean, we're looking at either probably a Crown endgame at this point. I don't think Gren is ever going to be able to clean this game up with, you know, Klefki alive, you got Terapagos, he's got Terra Waters, Rude. Those guys all pretty much halt Gren from doing anything ever. Ooh, he goes hard into a Crown right now. That's kind of a crazy play, I'm not going to lie. What does this do for you? I'm surprised you wouldn't maybe go Moth there. I feel like Moth was a little more free. Rotom outspeeds the Crown, okay. Volt Switch, 21%. I don't think that's Assault Vested. Question is, what are you going to go out into here? Realistically, going Klefki is fine. You do risk it potentially being sub here. And if he subs as you go Klefki, then it can get a free Calm Mind, and that could be scary. But I mean, Zarude's not taking any damage from it. And you have to like read the Terra, go for Psychic Noise, which isn't going to do too much to Spadef Zarude behind screens. Definitely an interesting play to pop the crown right now. And keep the hands alive. I'm not sure if we need to keep this hands alive. I mean, I guess it's good for the Terrapagos and potentially Zarude still, depending on what those sets are, but we don't really know what they're going to be. But, I mean, I feel like maybe you could have just gone Moth there. He wouldn't have had a good switch into it. We do see this Zarude come out here on the Volt switch as he is going to go for the agility. So, we obviously do not want to pop a weakness policy right here. He is weakness policy, and we bulk up. Okay, good. Agility, Iron Defense, weakness policy. Does this thing learn Body Press? Zarude is just going to spam bulk up here. The question is, I mean, can it kill? Can you kill it? Because it's definitely stored power, so you can't tear your Zarude. Because the second you tear it, because knockoff is not going to kill from neutral. I don't think so. I mean, Tachyon Cutter isn't going to do too much damage here. Because this thing is probably a little fatter, probably some offenses. This is just bulk up lefty Zarude. Yeah, I mean, Tachyon Cutter is not going to do too much damage if we're just Spadef Zarude here. Like, if we look at, like, Combine Crown, this is booster speed versus, like, Zarude, you know, just, like, let's just say it's fat. Like, a really fat Zarude. Like, look at Tachyon Cutter. It doesn't do any damage, really. 30% max. I mean, it probably isn't full Spadef like this, so I assume it's not going to do... Yeah, I forgot about the screen as well. Okay, so it's doing 40% without the screen on. So... And then knockoff from Zarude. I mean, knockoff is never killing this guy. We need to go like look a little like leftovers on this thing. 63%. He does go and pop it this turn. But he saves it for that. Oh my god. That's a crazy crit. No, that's wild. That's the game. That was a crazy crit. Look at this. The question is, I mean, was the Gren or the Moth able to clean slip? Like, what was he able to clean at this point? Man, that is wild. If I'm L5, I'm kicking grass right now. Chat going crazy over that. Slick gets those. Maybe makes up for the... No, it doesn't make up for the burn. That burn was way less impactful than that crit. I mean, that's an auto loss. I mean, your play here is to go into Klefki, maybe T-Wave it, hoping he does an agility. Because I don't think Terrapagos, under, like, any circumstance... I hate calcing this Pokemon. I don't know how to calc this Pokemon. It makes no sense. What do I open? This one? No. Terrestrial. Like Iron Crown, it's fucking +6, +2, +2. I mean, even with the shell up. Yeah, he might live. Could live. As long as he's boots. If he's not boots, it's definitely over. But... Chad, I think that crit mattered. And I think that is going to be really bad for US West. That's an unlucky crit. Because they needed that win. Gonna be down to Money Guy and Fagos to clutch this game out. Bro just turned the timer on. We really trying to time this guy out who's just trying to think after you luck. Damn. Valid. Crit didn't matter, Tachyon min rolls 67%. Of course. Klefki comes out. We're gonna try to two-wave, I assume, here. Honestly, if you're slick, you could probably agility again, but, I mean, L5's play is, like, for sure to two-wave this. Oh, he's got screen. Okay, he's got another screen. He brought double screens. There's the T-Wave. We kill it. Here comes Terapagos. Those Rotom first, okay. And outspeeds, okay. So not over. Not over. It's a good thing we preserved the hands now. Because I don't think Terapagos is going to beat this beat an AV hands. Rotom can still set up Reflect if it has Reflect. I don't know if Dark Pulse from Gren kills here. You're definitely not Terra Gren on this build, because you have Terra hands. Yeah, it's Terra Water anyways. Alright, so it's not over. The double screen's coming in clutch. I guess you didn't even need the screen, but it's helpful for later. Versus the Gren versus the Moth, in case you're still trying to win with Terapagos. If L5 wins this would be a crazy pullback after that crit. Here comes Gren. Does Dark Pulse kill here? I don't know if Dark Pulse actually kills here. Like, Specs maybe? At best, Specs would kill her, but I don't know if non-Specs is killing this Rotom. It's definitely Light Clay, right? I'm pretty sure it's Light Clay. So it's not gonna be like Colbur or anything. Dark Pulse flinch? That would suck. I feel like we're going for the flinch right now. We're gonna flinch right here. Yeah, this is gonna be a close one right here. Coming down to this turn right here. Because, I mean, as Gren, I assume we're just going to Dark Pulse here. There's not really any other play. If you're Protean, you're not going to die to Volt Switch. I mean, I don't think you'll die to Volt Switch either way. Because I assume this Rotom's not too invested. I'm guessing the last move is probably Reflect. The question is, as Rotom here, do you Volt Switch or do you click Reflect right here? Because if you live it and you go for Reflect, then you Volt Switch, your Terapagos could potentially beat that Iron Hands 1v1. Because, I mean, this hand is, like, pretty pinpoint Assault Vest at this point. Oh, Rotom is Terra. I didn't even realize this thing had Terra available. Oh my god. That's crazy. No one knew this Rotom was Terra. Yeah, it's Terra Dark. That's wild, bro. Slick, luckiest player alive. I told you we were flinching that Dark Pulse. Oops. Yeah, this is probably... I mean, I don't know if Hydro even kills here. It is Life Orb, it is Battle Bond. Yeah, I mean, that's a rough turn. I mean, you Volt Switch that turn into Terapagos, and then you just... You honestly could potentially win. I don't know if you do, because... Gren probably just stays in, goes with like the Hydro Pump or the Dark Pulse. Protect. Okay. What's Protect for? I wonder what Protect was for. Maybe the Scout? I don't know. Well, let's get some Justice and miss a Hydro. Hope that kills. Okay. It should be game. Terapagos comes out. Yeah, this should be over. You just Dark Pulse here is slick. Terapagos can't get all the way set up in time. I don't think so, at least. Because he needs to, like, Calm Mind to actually kill the Iron Hands. Yeah, man, that's a rough way to go out. I'm not sure if he was winning this game anyways. He might have. I'm not sure what the route would be there at the end, though. So you Volt Switch, you kill the Gren. You go Terapagos. I assume Volt Switch is going to kill Gren. It might not. If it doesn't, you come in versus this thing, you maybe like spin, get the speed boost, so you can outspeed the Iron Moth. And I assume you have Earth Power on it, so you can kill the Iron Moth in one. Yeah, I think you win that scenario. You would win in that scenario. It just depends how much Iron Hands actually, because if the Iron Hands is AV, I don't know if you can pull it off. Because it's just going to tear a ghost and then you don't do any damage. They are still thinking, I guess the game's not over. But I assume Slick just stays in here and just Dark Pulses. You definitely can't go hard Iron Hands here. That's like ultimate lose if you go hard into hands. But yeah, I assume Slick is just going to Dark Pulse right here. You gotta flinch, the game's for sure over. L5's probably just weighing out if he needs to kill this here with Terra's Starstorm or not. I assume Starstorm will kill Greninja at this range. I mean, it's not the tankiest guy ever. And Drop Ghost is very strong. There's the Dark Pulse. Do we see a flinch? Do we see a flinch? That does a lot of damage. Jesus. Oh my god, this is a crazy game. This is a wild game. Do we flinch again? Another one? Oh my god, he was in here and he was polished. And not speed still. Okay, never mind. It probably was still over. Yeah, you're slower anyways, so I guess that flinch probably doesn't matter. But yeah, that's a rough one to go out on. Alright, well, that's the game. Catch you guys for another one.